Diyos. Maraming salamat po sa buhay at lakas na aming taglay, sa liwanag ng kaisipan at sa pagkakataong maipagpatuloy ang pag-aaral ng mga kabataan. Gabayan po ang bawat isa sa amin. Anuman ang bahagi na aming gagampanan, naway maging maayos at matagumpay ang pagtuturo at pag-aaral na aming gagawin sa araw na ito. Patawarin mo po kami sa aming mga pagkulang at pagkakasala. At sa aming paggawa, ikaw po ang aming makasama. Amen.
Good morning, grade 7 learners. Welcome to another episode of Valenzuela Live. I am Sir Fernan Sibug from POLO National High School, and I will be your virtual science teacher for today. For today's lesson, you will learn to express concentrations of solutions quantitatively by preparing different concentrations of mixtures according to the uses and availability of materials. Specifically, you will learn to calculate the percentage by mass of given solutions. Before we start with our discussion, here's a few reminders. First is to use the comment section in asking and answering questions. Second is to use appropriate words when chatting in the comment section. Last Wednesday, you differentiated concentrated from dilute solution using their set of properties. You now learn how to differentiate concentrated from dilute using qualitative observation like tasting the solution and looking at its color. Let us review some of them. Identify whether the following describes a concentrated or dilute solution. Type letter C or capital letter C in the comment section if the sentence describes a concentrated solution, and D if it is a dilute solution. Let's start. Question number 1. It has relatively greater amount of solute than solvent. Is it concentrated or dilute? Type in your answer. Correct. The correct answer is concentrated. Here's the next one. It has relatively lesser amount of solute than solvent. Is it concentrated or dilute? Type in your answer. Correct. This is dilute solution. The two pictures represents a particular representation of these two solutions. How will you classify solution A? Is it concentrated or dilute? Correct. Solution A is an example of a concentrated solution because there are greater amount of solute dissolved in the given amount of solvent. Here's the last one. A 250 milliliter liquid orange juice should be mixed with 2 liters of water before you can drink it. What type of solution is the 250 ml or 250 milliliter liquid orange juice? Is it concentrated or dilute? Type in your answer. Okay, the correct answer is concentrated. For this question, we are only referring to the 250 milliliter liquid orange juice. But when you add 2 liters of water, it will become diluted. And the process is what we call as dilution. Now, how can we classify a mixture or a solution if it is clear? Is it concentrated or not? Now that we are still facing the pandemic of COVID-19, one way to keep us safe is using alcohol solution. I have here three types of alcohol solution. The question is, what makes the three alcohols differ from each other? Correct. The two alcohol bottles are isopropyl alcohol and the other one is ethyl alcohol. Next one. What are the numerical values that you can see from the three alcohols? Correct. We have 150 ml as the volume of the three alcohol solution, and we also have 70% and 40% solution. What does this 70% and 40% solution means? The 70% and 40% solution means, or this is the concentration of solution. So last week, you discussed with Ma'am Irish how to determine the concentration of solution qualitatively or by using your senses. Now, we will determine concentrations of solution quantitatively or by using numbers. When we say concentration of solution, this is the quantity of a solute that is contained in a particular quantity of solvent or solution. Concentration of solution can be expressed in two ways. That can either be percent by mass or percent by volume. When we say percent by mass, this refers to the amount of solute in a given mass of solvent expressed as gram solute per 100 grams of solution. Mathematically, this can be expressed as percent by mass is equals to the mass of solute over the mass of solution multiplied to 100%. The other way of expressing concentration of solution is by means of percent by volume. Percent by volume is the amount of solute in a given volume of solution expressed as gram solute per 100 milliliters of solution or gram per 100 milliliter. Mathematically, this can be expressed as percent by volume is equals to volume of solute over volume of solution multiplied to 100%. But for this lesson, we will only be focusing on percent by mass. Okay? Here's an example on how to compute concentration of solution by percent by mass. The city government of Valenzuela launched an urban gardening contest that encouraged everyone to plant. Angie joined the contest. She makes a fertilizer by mixing 50 grams of urea with 450 grams of water to make her plants grow faster. What is the percent by mass of urea in the fertilizer solution? To solve this kind of problem, we need to follow these 4 steps. First is to read the problem and circle and label the information provided. This includes what is the solute, what is the solvent, the mass of the solute, the mass of the solvent, and the mass of the solution. Step 2, write down what you know or the given and what are you trying to find out or the unknown. Step 3, set up the formula. Remember that the formula seeks to find the unknown. And step 4, substitute and solve. Plug in the numbers and do the math. And lastly, check the units for the final answer. Going back to our question, again, step 1 is to read the problem. I'll give you 10 seconds to read the problem by yourself. Okay, so that is part of step 1. Read the problem. Now, we will circle the labels from this problem. So we will circle the given rather from this problem. So we have 50 grams of urea, 450 grams of water, So from this problem, the 50 grams of urea is our solute and the 450 grams of water is our solvent. Therefore, the mass of the solute is 50 grams and the mass of the solvent is 450 grams. We also need to find the mass of the solution. Even though that is not given on the problem, we can calculate the mass of the solution by adding the mass of solute with the mass of solvent. So 50 grams of urea plus 450 grams of water, we will have 500 grams, which is the mass of the solution. Step 2. Write the given. So from the given problem, the solute is urea and the solvent is water. The mass of solute is 50 grams and the mass of solvent is 450 grams. The mass of solution, when you add the mass of solute and solvent, we will have 500 grams. Again, from the problem, what is the unknown? Correct. The unknown is the percent by mass of urea. Step 3. Write the formula. The general formula in finding the percent by mass of a solution is percent by mass is equal to the mass of solute over the mass of solution multiplied to 100%. Step 4. Substitution. Let us substitute the values. We have percent by mass is equal to the mass of solute, which is 50 grams, over the mass of the solution, which is 500 grams, multiplied to 100%. Since there are the same unit in the numerator and denominator, both have grams, we can cancel it. So we will have now percent by mass is equal to 50 divided by 500 multiplied to 100%. So 50 divided by 500, we will have 0.1. So percent by mass is equal to 0.1 multiplied to 100%. And that will yield to 10%. This means that urea has 10% by mass on a 500 gram solution. Here's another problem, another example. A 1 peso coin has a mass of 5.5 grams. How many grams of copper are in a 1 peso coin containing 75% copper by mass? Again, step 1 is to read the problem and circle all the given. From this problem, we have 5.5 grams and 75% copper by mass. 5.5 grams is the mass of the solution, and 75% is the percentage by mass of copper in the solution. What are we trying to find out here is how many grams of copper are there in a 5.5 grams of 1 peso coin if it is 75% copper by mass. Next step is to write the given. So again, the solute from the problem is the copper, and the solvent are the other metals that made up the coin. The unknown from the problem is the mass of the solute or the mass of the copper. The mass of the solvent, even though that is not being asked, we can calculate for the mass of the solvent as we get the value of the mass of the solute. The mass of the solution is 5.5 grams. And the percent by mass of copper is 75%. Writing the formula, we have the general formula of percent by mass is equal to the mass of solute over the mass of solution multiplied to 100%. But for this problem, we are looking for the mass of solute. So we need to derive the formula in order to calculate the mass of solute. We need to cross multiply. So we will have mass of solution multiplied to percent by mass is equals to the mass of solute multiplied to 100%. Dividing both sides by 100%, we will have the formula as mass of solute is equals to the mass of solution multiplied to percent by mass over 100%. Now, substituting the values, we will have mass of solute is equals to the mass of solution, which is 5.5 grams, multiplied to percent by mass, which is 75%, all over 100%. So you will notice from our equation that there are the same unit or the same sign, which is the percent sign. So we need to cancel it. So we have mass of solute is equals to 5.5 grams multiplied to 75 all over 100. 5.5 grams multiplied to 75, we will have 412.5 grams over 100. 412.5 grams divided by 100, we will have 4.125 thousandths or 4.125 grams. This means that the mass of the copper in a 5.5 grams 1 peso coin with 75% copper by mass is 4.125 grams. Okay, now to test whether you understand our lesson or not, help me answer these questions by typing the letter of the correct answer in the comment section. The problem is, a perfume ball is a combination of 80 grams of silicone and 20 grams of talc. What is the percent by mass of silicone? Question number 1. What is the mass of the solution? A. 20 grams. B. 80 grams. C. 100 grams. And D. 200 grams. Type in your answer. Correct. The correct answer is letter C, 100 grams. Again, in order to get the mass of the solution, we will add the mass of the solute and the mass of the solvent. So 80 grams plus 20 grams, we will have 100 grams. Question number 2. Which of the following is the correct formula for our problem? A. Percent by mass is equals to the mass of solution over the mass of solute multiplied to 100%. B. Percent by mass is equals to the mass of solute over the mass of solvent multiplied to 100%. And letter C. Percent by mass is equals to mass of solute over the mass of solution multiplied to 100%. And lastly, percent by mass is equals to the mass of solvent over the mass of solution multiplied to 100%. Type in your answer. Okay, the correct answer is letter C. Percent by mass is equals to the mass of solute over the mass of solution multiplied to 100%. Question number 3. Which of the following is the correct substitution for our problem? A. Percent by mass is equals to 100 grams over 80 grams multiplied to 100%. Letter B. Percent by mass is equals to 20 grams over 80 grams multiplied to 100%. And letter C. Percent by mass is equals to 80 grams over 100 grams multiplied to 100%. And letter D. Percent by mass is equals to 20 grams over 100 grams multiplied to 100%. Type in your answer. Okay, the correct answer is letter C. From the formula from the previous question, which is percent by mass is equal to the mass of solute, which is 80 grams, and the mass of the solution, which is 100 grams, multiplied to 100%. Question number 4. What is the percent by mass of silicon in the solution? A. 20%. B. 40%. C. 80%. And D. 120%. Type in your answer. Okay, the correct answer is letter C, 80%. And lastly, what does 80% silicon by mass means? A. 80% of the solution is made of talc. B. 80% of the solution is made of silicon. C. 80% of the solution is made of the combination of talc and silicon. And letter D. 80% of the solution is made of the combination of the other materials aside from talc and silicon. Type in your answer. Okay, the correct answer is letter B. 80% of the solution is made of silicon. When we say 80% silicon by mass, this means that 80% of the solution is made of silicon. Now, let us wrap our discussion. Let's wrap it up. These are the things that you should remember. First one is concentration of solution is the amount of solute dissolved in a specific amount of solution. Concentration of solution is also the ratio between the amount of solute and the amount of solution. It can also be expressed in two ways that can either be percent by mass and percent by volume. Now for this time, I will be answering questions that comes from our Facebook Live comment section. Okay, let's have one from POLO National High School. What are examples of solutions that are concentrated? Okay, this is one good question. From our example a while ago, the 70% alcohol solution is an example of a concentrated solution because it has greater amount of solute than solvent. Another example is the cup syrup. Some of the cup syrup, if you want to drink the cup syrup or this medicine, you need to dissolve it first or dilute it first in water. So that is a sign that this cup syrup is an example of a concentrated solution. Okay? Again, let's have one question from Dalandanan National High School. How can we find the percent by volume? Okay, percent by volume again can be found, or we can calculate percent by volume by dividing the volume of solute over the volume of solution multiplied to 100%. But this topic will be discussed in our next live stream. Okay, that's all for today. Good day everyone and keep safe.